All right, good morning, traders. Today is May 22nd, 2024. Thank you for being here. Everybody out there in digital land, thank you for being here. My SPY pivot this morning, 529.84. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab 5 still in daily uptrends. QQQ made a brand new all-time high. FNGU made a new 2-year high yesterday, closing both of them. Closing over the bullish traps over the 17 EMA. Diamond Dow, SPY, and IWM, all three made lower highs and lower lows, closing over the bullish traps and over the rising 17 EMAs. SPY ends the day with a 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute uptrend. GLD and SLV still in uptrends, both made inside days, that's lower highs and higher lows, closing over the bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. USO, technically in an uptrend, not a very good uptrend, made a lower high and a lower low, closing under the bearish cross below the flat 17 EMA. UNG still in an uptrend. We haven't seen that in a while. Made an outside day, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. US dollar index still in an uptrend, recently bounced off the flat 200, this about 3 or 4 days ago, and closed near the 104.60 area. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. All right, first chart we're going to look at, SPY. Here's my Andrews pitchfork. Okay, you can see here's the low down here. And we went up to the high side up here. All right, so now I'm going to put, you look at yesterday's price action. Almost got a triple top going on here. We got a high here, a high here, and a high here. All right, so almost got a triple top. So SPY made a lower high and a lower low, but closed over the bullish trap. You can see the yellow 3 EMA right here. It's hard to see, it's kind of thin, but it's right there. Okay, it's over the anchored VWAP. All right, and it's over, notice the 3 and the price over the 8 EMA right here. Okay, so closing over the bullish trap. Let's look at it on the 2-hour chart. Let me crank that 3 up. It's hard to see. There's the 3. And let's crank up the 8. And there's the 8. Okay, so here we are, yellow 3 on top of the white 8. Here's price, 2-hour uptrend right there over the 17 EMA. So we got a 2-hour bullish stack going on right there. On the 10-minute chart, we have the yellow 3 up over the white 8, up over the rising 17 EMA. So on the 10-minute chart, we have a 10-minute uptrend. So we have a daily uptrend, a 2-hour uptrend, and a 10-minute uptrend. Okay, but we got ourselves a triple top. 1, 2, 3. Now, usually on a triple top, price takes a hard fall. All right, this has just been the pre-market. We got like a quadruple top. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, price didn't take a hard fall, but it came back to this uptrend line. So we'll see if that uptrend line is going to hold or if they're going to melt down through it and come back and attack this. This is the CPI anchored VWAP. This is my CPI anchored VWAP right off of the low made before the CPI statement right there. Okay, so are they going to come back? See how we bounced off of it right there? All right, so are they going to come back and attack this anchored low CPI anchored VWAP right there? All right, let's put in another anchored VWAP. Let's put one in on the all-time high. Actually, let's put one in on that high right there. Okay, so we got one right there. And you can see here's price action kind of pulling back to that one right there. We got up over it yesterday, just briefly, came back below it, came up over it, and made a higher low right there, little J hook, and went up to make a higher high, but didn't produce a new all-time high. Wound up with a triple top. So we'll see what happens today. Should be interesting. We do have some FOMC minutes coming out, and we do have some big-time earnings coming out tonight too. All right, so let's. That's enough with the SPY. Let's go back and take a look at QQQ. All right, so here's QQQ on the daily chart. Notice from the November low, we are up in quadrant 4. QQQ making brand new all-time highs yesterday. Higher low, higher high, closing over bullish trap. Over the rising 17 EMA, new all-time high for QQQ. All right, let's take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU putting in new 2-year highs. Let's go back over here. 2022, that's the last time we're up in this area. It's 2024, makes it 2 years ago. Higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA, okay? FNGU, new 2-year high right there. Nice work for them. All right, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, here's Diamond Dow, kind of like SPY. Lower high, lower low, but closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. Diamond Dow, right there, still in an uptrend. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM, again, lower high, lower low, but closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. Okay, so all of the Fab 5 are in daily uptrends. SPY is in a 2-hour uptrend. SPY is also in a 10-minute uptrend when we left off yesterday. All right, so I will be looking for, as long as price stays over the pivot, green erases red entries to the long side. All right, so that's what I'm looking for on SPY today. Green erases red entries over the pivot. IWM right there. So that's IWM. Let's take a look at, let's look at the technicals. T2122, yesterday's price action. In the T2122, the bears threw us out of the buy zone. Okay, so we wound up in the buyer's chop zone all day. We do have an inverted head and shoulders there, so not sure if we're going to come right back up into the buy zone right there. So we'll see what happens. See this, got a low here, got a low here, got the head there. So there's right shoulder, left shoulder, head. Are we going to come back up here into the overbought zone where we extend that right arm back up to where the left arm left off earlier? Okay, so we'll see what happens there. T2123, yesterday's price action. We were in the chop zone. You can see the chop right through here. Okay, green, red, green, red, green, red. More green with a rally into the end of the day. Okay, there's T2123. All in all, holding the ground up here. Notice we didn't fall back to the 200. We moved up and we held the ground. Okay, that is very bullish. Going up and falling back, that would be kind of quasi-bullish, all right? But going up and holding the ground up there, that's still bullish. T2123 3-bar. Look how we were down here like a couple weeks ago. Now look where we are. Right back up near those prior all-time highs. Remember down here I was saying, oh, how I wish we had a V bottom, you know? How it came in and bounced and we came in here and it seemed like for days we were in this bear flag and looked like we were never going to get that bounce off the 200. Actually looked like the 200 was kind of melting away. And then failed to make a significant lower low here, and then we found some price action. Look at that. Okay, so here we are in that bull flag right there. See the move up and then over to the right. So yesterday we put in 3 more green balls, but you notice the green 17 EMA, that's these green dots, closing in on the price action right there. But look how close we are to striking distance of the prior all-time high right there. Okay, very close. And this is the all-time high made earlier this year. This is the prior all-time high that was made, I think, a few years ago. Let me just look. When was that all-time high made? Okay, so that was made in 2021, that prior all-time high. So go back to the daily chart, actually back to the 3-bar. Okay, so that was 3 years ago, 2021. There's the prior all-time high. So we are within striking distance of tagging that one more time here. Hopefully we get up through it, come back, and consolidate on top of it. Now, it looked like we were consolidating on top of it right through here. We were up there in April. Couldn't quite hold the ground right there. All right, we had a problem with the dollar. So there we go. T2123. Let's take a look at FNGU. All right, so FNGU, here's yesterday's price action. Is this section before the shaded area? Okay, FNGU, a little red in the morning, a lot of green, a little red pullback to VWAP, a lot of green rally into the evening. Okay, so here's that bull flag. Notice that pullback, that little 30-degree pullback right there makes such a beautiful bull flag. And then you get that pop, that bullish pop, and that's what we got right now. So looking for some more follow through on that bullish pop that we got. Okay, price action, notice up over the 200 SMA. Nice work there for FNGU on the 15-minute chart. Same thing happening on T2123, 15-minute and the 3-bar price action bouncing off that rising 200. That's why we talk about the 200 pretty often, because it has such power. Notice the catch right here. See the catch? Where price action pulls back to the hooking 200 and produces a bullish reaction off that. Okay, so there's FNGU. All right, so FNGU, that's those big mega caps. Speaking of those big mega caps, one of those is going to be reporting tonight. All right, so let's go take a look at, we looked at the technicals. Let's look at a few sectors before we dive into the economics. All right, SMH, all right. Here's SMH, got a higher low and making higher highs, so that is in an uptrend. SMH price action yesterday, inside day, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. So semiconductors are in an uptrend. All of the Fab 5 are in uptrends. Energy, talking about USO and UNG, in uptrends. Precious metals, talking about GLD and SLV, in uptrends. All right, a whole lot of stuff in uptrends. Take a look at technology. Well, if the QQQ is putting in new all-time highs, what do you think technology sector's doing? Putting in new all-time highs, right? So closing up over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. XLK, new all-time high for XLK. All right, let's take a look at financials, XLF. All right, so here's XLF. Yesterday's price action got an inside day. All right, got a lower high and a higher low, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. Okay, financials, higher low, higher high. Financials in an uptrend. Let's take a look at our transports. All right, something's going on here. All right, let me just look at the candle from yesterday, because it doesn't always give me the right thing. So let's just look at the 10-minute chart. And let me draw off the top and the bottom, because something looks wonky here. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right reading. And we left off right there. And that needs to come off. That needs to come off. So that's yesterday's price action. All right, so. All right, it is pretty close. All right. All right, IYT, lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap. Ooh, that's ugly. Underneath the hooking, look at that, rolling over 17 EMA. All right. It broke this low, so it's in a downtrend. All right. See the low right there? It broke the low. So we are in a downtrend on IYT. Okay, we were in an uptrend yesterday the day before yesterday. But as of today, we're in a downtrend. We broke this low. We made a lower low. So technically, it's in a downtrend. So transports are in a downtrend. So everything was looking really good for SPY 550. All right, 5,500 or SPY 550. It was looking really good, okay? But now, look at the transports rolling over. So somewhere, something stinky's happening, and here it is, IYT transports. Now, if they could recover that today, that would be a beautiful thing. But right now, IYT in a downtrend. Yesterday, we were looking really good for SPY 550, so we'll see what happens today. So everything was in a beautiful uptrend. All of the three major sectors, all right? That would be the semiconductors, the financials, and the transports were all looking good in bullish uptrends, along with all of the Fab 5. Okay, so now IYT junked everything up. And of course, what do we got in IYT? We have a head and shoulders pattern. All right, so here is try this one. There's a left shoulder right there. And then here we got a right shoulder right here. And you can see all of that would make up the head. So we have a head and shoulders pattern on IYT. Not how sure this rings true, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at our economic calendar. All right, so here's the US dollar. So yesterday's price action for the dollar, we wound up closing right in the same area that we closed the day before. All right, so that's 104.63, about 104.60. All right, in the pre-market, well, in the morning time, all right, you can see the dollar kind of kicking up. Dollar is in a downtrend because it made lower highs and lower lows, okay? So we were in a downtrend when we came down there and tagged that 200 SMA, all right? Right now, price action is moving up, all right? So that's bearish. When price moves down, that's very bullish for the markets. When the dollar moves up, it makes our dollar stronger, makes our goods and services less competitive when we go shop, when foreign nations shop our services against other countries. So we could see a rollover today in SPY if the dollar continues to rise up like this. So there's US dollar index kind of kicking up its heels and getting a little bullish there. We are in a downtrend, okay, for the US dollar. Here's the high. All right, that's a lower high right there, and that's a lower low right there. So that is a downtrend until we break this high. Okay, if we break that high, we'll be in an uptrend again. And that would be bearish for the markets. All right, so for the economic calendar today, FOMC minutes are going to come out because we just released CPI data a little over a week ago. All right, so the Fed's going to discuss what they saw, if they're ready to make rate cuts, all right? Or if they're ready to move rate cuts up further in the calendar, or if they need to push them back. All right, so those minutes are going to come out today at 2. And of course, we're going to extrapolate with whatever they say. And probably either juice the market or fade the market. We'll see what happens. And that's today at 2 p.m. All right. Later tomorrow, we've got jobless claims at 8:30, PMI composite flash, 9:45, new home sales, 10 o'clock, natural gas report, as always, every 10:30 on Thursday. All right. Petroleum status report on Wednesday, every Wednesday at 10:30. Okay. And then Friday, durable goods at 8:30, Fed speaker, consumer sentiment, and then a rig count. Okay, so really light week for economic data. All right, not much going on except for the FOMC minutes. All right, it's really nothing to stand in the way of the bulls except for the dollar. And the dollar is in a downtrend. All right, so nothing to really stand in the way except for, the dollar and earnings. Let's go visit earnings. You know what? Let's just go ahead and knock this out now. Here's Max Payne for today, 5:30. All right, put to call ratio, 1 put for every call. Nothing exciting there. Okay, this is regarding the options that expire today. Earnings calendar for today, okay, after the close, 4 p.m., after the FOMC minutes, 4 p.m. Okay, NVIDIA, big time, big cap. NVIDIA is going to report after the close $2.33 trillion of market cap is going to report. That could rock and roll the markets. All right, so after 4, NVIDIA is going to report. PDD Holdings is $201 billion. They're going to report this morning. TJX, $110 billion. They're going to report this morning. Analog Devices, $107 billion. They're going to report this morning. Synopsys, they're going to report tonight with NVIDIA. Okay, but the main event this week is not even FOMC minutes because I don't think they're going to change their mind based on CPI. I think they're just going to leave things the way that they are until they get more and more data, and by that time it'll be time to do the cut. So the big main event this week is NVIDIA, all right, and that is $2.33 trillion of market cap reporting. So we'll see what happens there. Thursday, all right, Intuit's going to report about $186 billion. They're going to report after the close Thursday evening. Medtronic, $113 billion. They're going to report before the open. All right, so Medtronic, Toronto Dominion Bank, going to report before the open, and Intuit, that's TurboTax. All right, they're going to report after the close, $186 billion. On Friday, all right, nothing really notable, nothing really market worthy, maybe some familiar names there, but all in all, nothing that's really going to rock and roll the market. Nothing like what's going on tonight after the close. All right, so there's NVIDIA on going to report tonight. All right, so that's it for the economics. All right, have a safe day. All right, it's going to be a little turbulence around 2 o'clock. All right, the big turbulence is going to come tonight after the close. There's going to be a whole lot of turbulence then. All right. By the way, if you like playing spreads, there's a good chance that options volatility will increase as we get closer to 4 p.m. today. All right. So there's going to be a whole lot of premium priced into the options, and I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about SPY, QQQ, Diamond Dow. All of them are going to have a whole lot more premium priced in. So if you like selling spreads, there'll be a lot of premium to sell, okay? There'll be some really inflated numbers, all right, when we get close to 4 o'clock today, especially when the video reports. So if you're willing to sell some premium into the close or even into tomorrow morning. All right, so there we are with earnings calendars. So that's it. So I'm going to take questions in the room. I want to thank everybody out there in digital land. Thank you for being here. All right, and if there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and render my video.